What's going on, everybody? This be your boy DJ Anonymous with Sports Biz Music, the podcast, episode 101. And I got a special guest on the show today. I got my boy Matthew Fatal.
Yeah, Fatal.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm blessed to be on this podcast.
Grinding.
That's every day.
That's what's up, man. So before we get into the questions and everything, introduce yourself a little bit to the people.
My name is Matthew. I'm 22. I'm young and inspiring. I'm in everything. Like, I feel like I could do everything. I just want to reach everybody. I want to help everybody that I can as much as possible.
So before we begin the heavy questions, what inspired you to become pretty much an entrepreneur? Because you do everything.
Man, I mean, like, the biggest thing was just like my dad.
Right.
Because he's not an entrepreneur. Mm. And like just growing up, my dad, he when I was younger, I never had the experience of like going to like Foot Locker to get shoes. Mm-hmm. There was a gas station where Arabs used to sell fake shoes, right, but I didn't really care. I used to be like, you know what? As long as I got those shoes, man, I'm gonna be cool. And then my dad was like, man, like my mindset is like, as long as I got it, it's cool. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, if you got $1 million and having 10 million, you still got $1 million.
Right.
It's just one person got 10, the other person got 1. So he's like, my mindset is like, he's like, it's perfect. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm gonna go far because I'm really modest and I'm really humble, and I'm not boastful. So it's like, that's how I've been. And I was like, being financially free, that's the biggest thing for me. Mm-hmm. So that's where it all began.
So nowadays, especially in this era where social media is taking over, and a lot of people think they're entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They don't understand there's a lot of late nights. Yeah. There's a lot of grinding and stuff like that. So explain to yourself how's entrepreneurship important to you?
I mean, it's not even work to me.
Right. Because
it feels like it's more of a lifestyle. Some people are like, oh, I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that, but it's something where it's like you in a meeting right now, but you texting somebody right now like, yo, I need this done. Right. And people are like, man, like, how do you even have time to sleep? How do you have time to do all these things? I have people that hit me up and like, bro, how do you manage to go to school and be a part of Messengers, or you're a part of this nonprofit organization, or like you feeding the homeless? Like, how do you have time to be doing all these things? I'd be like, man, like, you make time for what you know that's important to you, and that's how I see it.
What school you go to?
Me, I went to North Miami, but I go to Broward right now.
Okay. Yeah. What you studying?
I'm actually studying nursing.
Nursing? Oh. So that's always been like a
yeah, because I work in the medical field right now. I work in a pharmacy, but I work in like specialty, Walgreens specialty.
So what you want to like? You say you want to be a nurse? Or?
Yeah, a nurse. But if I skyrocket without this, then I'm gonna leave the nursing.
You never know. You may open up a hospital one day.
I mean, maybe. It's possible.
Yeah, because like one thing I hate is when people say, "Oh, you need to go to school," or if you go to school, the degree that you're gonna use, you're gonna study, you're not gonna use it anyway. Yeah. But I'm like, for example, you may not be an actual nurse one day because your businesses may blow up, but you can open up a hospital.
Of course,
you can probably open up another like nonprofit program.
Yeah.
When it comes to like if anybody else is trying to be,
of course, and that's the thing. Like, people just, what you're saying is just being open-minded. Like, you don't just stick to one thing, because your parents will be like, oh, like growing up as a Haitian, you're just like, oh, you're either a lawyer, you're either a nurse, and if the only thing that, if you're not those two, a pastor. Yeah. And it's like, if you're not those two, a pastor. They'll let a police officer slide because you're still making money. Yeah. But if you're not those two, doctor, nurse, or a lawyer, they not with it. And it's like, me, I was like, man, I could be the same thing, but I can branch out, like where we are right now. Like, we in a law office, but this law office is not only about like law that got stuff going on with people that's like in the feds. It can be like people that got injured at work, and now they're sending people to my hospital because they came to them with the lawsuit to sue their job. So now I got people coming in to get healed, and I'm working with the law office. So it's like it work hand in hand.
And how is it like working in the law like industry, like as far as like, you know, helping people and stuff like that? Because at first I wanted to be in law school, like going to law, but I was just like,
I mean, me per se, I don't really work in a law office. It's just like me just being connected with messengers, and then it just opened the door for a lot of things. Like, well, like, you know, the person that owns is Derek Morales, and he's like me. When I see people that's older than me, they were 22 for 365 days, and I haven't been 22 yet for 365 days. So if they got some advice to give me, I'm gonna sit down and shut up and listen to them.
Yeah, before we recorded, like I'm 27, about to be 28 in January. I'm like, damn, I know when I was 22. Well, I graduated. I was graduated from FIU. Think I was on the top and stuff, but I was just like, I still got to grind. I still got to, you know, do with the music thing. Still try to figure out type of new ideas. But with you, it's like you already have everything that I ain't have when I was 22. Yeah. You know, so how does that feel like being 22 years old?
I mean, it feel good because like before people would be like, man, like you lame. You messing with a whole bunch of old heads. You're not messing with us. Right. But then like sometimes like those same people, they're like, man, you know, they're using an analogy like, bro, like I can't get through the door. Right. And like me, I used to say the same thing. I can't get through the door, but there's always a window. So I'm like, bro, you might have to get through that window to get through the house. Because sometimes if you can't get through that door, and you're not open minded, you're like, you know, I don't even want, you know, them to help me. And the way I got through the window is like there's them peeking out the window, like I see that kid at the door. Right. You know what? He eager. He here every day. He knocking every day. We're not opening for him. He seen the window. He knocking on the window. He like, you know what? Let's see what this kid want. Right. And that's how it came to be. Like it's a blessing because it's like a lot of people that they just open up to me, and it's like they're like, man, if their kids don't even want to take their own advice, but if they see another kid that want, like, you don't have to take everything, right? But if you know what they're telling you is good, then you just run with it, right?
So you in the whole group growing up, you was like the main one thinking about business,
like
this and that.
Opening businesses. That was always my mindset. Like I remember being younger, me and my brother, like during Hurricane Katrina, we didn't have no power, and we were just being dumb. And my brother was like, man, we don't know how we're gonna get the power back on, but we're gonna have to raise some money. Right. And he went and he got some mangoes. And he was like, yo, we're gonna sell these mangoes till, we don't care if it's $10, we're gonna sell these mangoes. But we was young at that time, but we had that mindset ever since we was little, like, yo, we gotta get this money. Right. But it's not like, you know, people say like the money's the root of all evil, but it's just like some people be like, yo, I want to make money. But where my mindset is at, I want to build money. Right. So it's just killing that mentality of wanting to make money.
Yeah, because there's always a difference. You know, growing up, I always hear this difference between being rich and wealthy.
Yeah, of course.
You know, rich could last you 2 years, a minute, whatever. Wealthy could last you generations. Yeah,
and me, I don't even use the word rich. Or wealthy. I say opulent.
Yeah, that's something I hate
feel
to
like
hear.
I feel like I'm opulent. Like I wanna. I mean, even like. The thing is, some people, they don't know how to balance like being like opulent because they become like so sedity with it, and it's like, bro, like it don't go with you.
Exactly, like, you know, being in the music industry, you know, dealing with a lot of different artists and stuff, even DJs and stuff. I be seeing them, you know, all flashy and stuff when they get their money, but I'm like, I'm not the type of person to look at a person in pockets like how much money they got, but it's like, why get a chain or whatever, or like get all these new shoes where you could just invest in something and you could.
But they don't see that. I mean, some people. I mean, you gotta understand it's just how they grew up. Right. So sometimes we all grew up a way, and it's just that's the way it is. Some people, ever since they were little, they're like, yo, I want to have those chains. Right. But me, ever since I was little, the biggest thing to me right now, I see everything like, because to me, like my favorite car is a Rolls Royce. And like, I wouldn't say like if I'm not able to get it, let's say I was able to go to the dealership and put down on a Lexus, that's gonna be my Rolls Royce. Right. And if that's how I see it. But some people, they're like, yo, if I don't get it, I don't want it. And that's how some people crash, because they're not true to themselves.
Right.
Because they switch up when they see certain they tax bracket change. But
yeah, it's a crazy world, man. Like right now, I'm trying to get back because I just got married and stuff last year and stuff like that.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. So it's just like
marriage is serious. I ain't.
It's serious, man. Like especially with one thing I learned about that whole process, that credit is very important. And for me, as I'm getting older, and I'm over 25, so it's just like money is probably like the second or third thing in my mind. It's more about like I got to get my credit up, so I can open up all these other stuff that I want to do, all these other businesses and stuff, to get a house and things like that. In order to get that, I need to get credit need to go back up and stuff like that. So yeah, man, like if I could go back.
And then that's the thing, like even with my parents, like they were big on me getting my credit up too.
Right.
And they're like, man, like we don't care if it's like a little $300 credit card. You need to get it and just pay your phone bill on it. Only use 30% of that credit card, and it was just my phone bill.
Right.
And it just accumulated. And I remember one day my dad was like, we're gonna go check your credit. I was like, nah, don't do it. You're gonna make my credit go low. And then he was like, nah, just check it on the website. When I checked and I seen it, I was like, bro.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked.
Yeah, because shout out to my mom, because my mom helped me out too. My credit before, the wedding and stuff, me and my wife's credit was beautiful. But, doing this and doing that, sometimes you got to fall to get back up pretty much, So it's like right now, it's like once you go through that, you like, all right, I appreciate it even more. Even though I thought I did before, now it's like I appreciate more about like, all right, I have to get this situated. I have to get this situated so where I want to be at. Because, even at my age, there's still people that I grew up with that don't have that same mindset. Yeah. That's why some of them, I still keep in touch with them, but I don't, hang out with them now. There's some that, luckily, as we got older, we started to see the same vision. Like we want to have businesses, we want to have great careers and stuff like that. So that's one of the things I feel like a lot of people need to touch on in terms of like, just because you 18 years old, you're going to make your mistakes, but at the same time, you can still learn about stocks and bonds.
Yeah, of course,
You can learn about cryptocurrency. You can learn about real estate. You can learn about savings account. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and then people that's right around my age, 27, 28, it's scary, but, we got to think about, when we have kids, with health insurance, with life insurance.
That's expensive.
And by the time I'm like 45, 50 years old, I'm like, then I got to think about, the burial type stuff. But that stuff you have to, learn.
But people, that's true, because some people, they don't like, my dad, his whole thing, like, if it's not done paid for, he's almost done paid for. Because I think when I was in elementary school, he got on a payment plan for his, his whole burial plan.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I got to do it now, because imagine if I fall today, where are you guys going to get the money from?
Yeah, because now it's going to be on him. It's going to be, on y'all, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when my mom used to talk about it, man,
I used to be the same. He's like, yo, if you talk about it one more time, then I'm going to slap you, dog.
But as you get older, you start realizing, like, damn, she's doing this, so when that time, I always tell her, like, 100 years from now, but when that time happened, I don't have to worry about
of course.
stressing about doing this, doing that, and stuff like that, So, but it's a lot, man. I wish that, we got to have a conversation about that more with everybody, because people don't want to think about, even to this day, people don't even know about, like, the whole thing about, I remember a relative, she told me something. She was like, if you don't include your taxes in your mortgage gonna skyrocket. Damn. I'm like, I ain't even know that. And I'm trying to find a place and stuff, but at the same time, I'm learning so many new things where people don't even want to, they just want to buy the house.
Yeah, like my brother, because my brother, he opened a he started doing tax, I'd say like 2012, and like